Boom, boom. Oh, I guarantee if you ever get that close to an elephant, you'll say, wow. Just like, wow, I'm in the wonders of wildlife here in Springfield, Missouri. This is called the African room, and I've been blessed enough to be able to take all these animals that's in the African room. Oh, what a fantastic place. I still pinch myself from the first time I ever went over, which actually was an experiment to open up archery hunting in South Africa. Conservation at its best. Elephant, lion, Cape buffalo, the dangerous game. It makes my heart pound just thinking about all those animals. I've been super blessed. Welcome to another Bob Folkrod's hunting adventure. Sit back and enjoy.
Africa, oh Africa, you mother of civilization. I've dreamed of you since boyhood as a safari destination. I've studied the writings of Capstick, and I've traveled in my mind to share the wildness and wonders of your creatures of infinite kind. Africa, oh Africa, what is your siren song that seduces so many adventurers till they come to you and belong? For once they come to know you, they long for you again. Shame on you, you ancient lady, you steal the hearts of men.
Victor Chevrolet, Bass Pro Shops, and Alamocitos Ranch present Bob Folkrod's Hunting Adventures. Seven continents, 80 species, a 5-year quest in the making. High adventure, dangerous game. Real-world training tips. This is Bob Folkrod's Hunting Adventures.
Welcome to another exciting adventure from Bob Folkrod's Hunting Adventures. And this week we're going to South Africa, not only for plains game but for dangerous game, with Warthog Safaris, one of my favorite people to hunt with in Africa, for a lot of reasons. A couple days ago we came into the community, fed 300 kids waiting for a dish of food and a piece of candy with big smiles on their faces. Today we're visiting the school themselves, where we're donating soccer balls and shirts and hats. It may seem like such a small thing to you, but trust me, over here it's a big deal. So I know you have lots of choices. Sit back and enjoy the show. Hopefully you can go to Africa yourself someday, and when you do, you may want to consider somebody that's giving back more than what they take.
Bob Folkrod's Hunting Adventures is brought to you by these 5 sponsors: Vortex, Kinatrek, Kufaru.
As people who love the outdoors, we know what we stand for. We stand for fish, wildlife, and conserving the places they call home. We stand for the traditions we inherited and that we must pass on. We stand for great gear, fair prices, expert service, and memorable experiences. At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we stand together for you.
For everything Chevy, you need to visit Victor Chevrolet, the place where my family and I get our vehicles. With a large selection, dedicated employees, quick service, and amazing savings, I became the biggest fan of Victor Chevrolet. If you're looking for a reliable vehicle and service, look no further than my friends at Victor Chevrolet. 7200 Pittsford Victor Road, or victorchevrolet.com. Just check and see if there's room for the cup.
Closed captioning has been provided by Swarovski Optic.
For all you folks out there that is always wondering what the real problem is with lions. There is no shortage of lions in South Africa. South Africa is the only country that's lion population grew between 12 and 17% over the past 10 years. We can contribute the success story of the African lion to the South African Predators Association, which is the custodians for breeding, keeping the African lion. We have now more lions in private ownership than all the African countries combined. And we are ready to reintroduce the African lion where we can find suitable habitat with no conflict in human and the beautiful, magnificent lion.
The African lion. That's his name. Not Bambi, not Cecil, but simply the African lion. We will show you why, through conservation, what one species can create in revenue. It's a very controversial show that will show emotion and will also show facts. Try to take your emotion away and watch the facts. Because unless hunters and non-hunters work together, the king of the jungle will not survive. We will also show you what happens when we stop hunting. We also released a male and a female back in the wild, but we have to find suitable habitat for that. Think of your states. Someplace in the United States, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Chicago, and we release a grizzly bear. How long do you think he'll survive? It's the same thing in Africa. I'll also show you just a skit of African people sitting around on the ground discussing the white-tailed deer situation back in the United States. Well, my friends, that's what you do when you sit in your easy chair and try to tell the African people how to control their lion population, which they've been doing successfully for thousands of years. So sit back, watch the show, keep an open mind, and you will realize through conservation and working together, we can keep this magnificent animal alive so you can watch, enjoy. And I will also be able to hunt him, and our grandkids will have the same opportunity. This is just one outfitter making one big difference here. You ask me where the meat goes and the food goes, right here we're going to start handing this meat out. This is things that we have taken from impala to the lions, all the stuff that we've got on this weekend, right here, going back to the community again. And again, if that don't touch your heart, you're not human.
Well, Mr. Bob, this is it. I guess we're done.
Very good. I've been to Warthog Safaris many times. People always ask, this is something they've been doing for years, coming into the community, but you as the public always ask me, where does the meat go? Where does the food go? Well, right here's one example into this community. Every month they come in here and donate meat, just what you see served up today. And one species, just one lion alone, creates over $100,000. We've got two other lion hunters that have also hunted with Warthog Safari. That's $300,000 goes back into the community. From airplane tickets to buying ammo to Warthog coming into the United States and selling hunts, the ripple effect coming back across. It's unbelievable what one species can create through conservation and hunting. And my question to you, again, as the public, what have you done? Where has your conservation dollars gone? Have you fed one person? Have you contributed anything back into it again? This is why we hunt animals and we hunt lions, because it creates a value. You take that value away and they're gone. Every single species that we hunt, we have done this to, through conservation. And again, you cupcakes that's out there, listen to this, I ask you, what have you done? Show me. We all want the same thing. 25 years from now, 50 years from now, we want to see the lions and our grandkids see it and hear the lions roar. That's exactly what we have done. But we have proven ourselves. Let's join together so we all know those lions are going to be here for the next generation.
transportation for all of Bob Pokrod's hunting adventures is provided by Victor Chevrolet. Check them out at victorchevrolet.com.
As you see, Warthog Safaris is getting ready to go to the school here soon, where they're providing not only food, but also candy and some hats and shirts for them. And we got some volleyballs, or I'm always saying volleyballs, but they're actually soccer balls. I don't know why I keep saying that, but we do. You know, so one of the questions we always get, who benefits by hunters and conservation coming into a hunting camp? Everybody. It's a ripple effect. Give me a breakdown of what we're doing.
Well, we've been for the last couple of years providing food and candy and stuff for the school close by. There's about 315 kids in the school, and we give them a cooked meal, we give them clothes, we give them candy, because this is something they usually don't get. It takes a couple of days to prepare one meal for them, so it takes a lot of hands to help us, and a lot of meat is going for them. So yeah, it's fun. We enjoy it.
So they'd be like a kid at Christmas time, wouldn't they?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for our clients, hunters coming to Africa, none of this would be possible. I mean, there's a lot of money coming from the States, from any other country. And if it's not for hunting, we would not be able to do this. We're feeding a lot of kids, a lot of families, a lot of people working for us, and if they don't have a job, none of this will happen. So I just actually want to thank our hunters that's hunting with us, clients that's been coming here for years. We appreciate everything they do for us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just to think that you take a portion of what comes back in from hunters, now you turn around and give them a portion back again. I wish I could take every single child that graduates from high school, bring them over here to Africa and let you see how the other half of the world lives. I guarantee you would go back home and have a great appreciation in what America has. Welcome. We're down here at the school in this community, feeding approximately 300 and some kids, giving them soccer balls, wild game, food, clothing. And this would not be happening without the hunting community, conservation. Without hunting, this would not happen at all. This is what we got this week. An impala we brought back for the community. Yeah. Without hunting, conservation, this wouldn't be possible. Right here. Fantastic. And again, Cupcakes, what have you done? Yes, I killed this animal and I brought it into the community. You always ask me where the meat goes. Well, right here's where it goes. All this food, giving back. Right here, giving back. On behalf of Warthog Safari and myself, Bob Folkrat's Hunting Adventure, it's an honor to be here.
Thanks for everything. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
The demand for the African lion will never go away. It's been an ancient tradition by witch doctors and healers that the byproducts of the African lion has got healing values, and we can only speculate that the recent outbreak in poaching is for that demand. Well, Mr. Bob, you came to South Africa to hunt a lion this time around. As you know, we had discussed US Fish and Wildlife trying to make it very difficult for importation of lions. The South African Predators Association is condemning what you see here. This is poaching, and we are for conservation through utilization. And you have seen what we have been doing with communities this week. You've seen our contribution to social upliftment of communities and also our contribution to lions in the wild. I have told you about the projects that we have going with donating collars to lions in Zambia and Zimbabwe, and also the lions that we're hopefully going to be releasing pretty soon. You know, as you know, South Africa is one of very few countries that's lion population grew with, I think it's about 12 or 17% in the past 10 years. And that is because of people like myself and the South African Predators Association that keeps these animals in captivity, that's putting fences up, that's fending for them and making sure that we have lions left for our children and grandchildren to listen to and hear them roar in the future to come.
I've been on several highs and several lows this week. High is going into the community and feeding and watching those kids have a plate of food, and going into the schools and donating candy and hats and shirts and volleyballs and everything, to hunting a lion and being on top of the world, to being at the lowest of low. Poaching, 2 animals totally wasted. Last week it was 12 lions, heads and feet cut off, that had to be totally buried. If this don't give you an emotional low, I don't know what will. This is poaching at its total worst. There is a reward out trying to find these folks. First they started with us rhinos, then it was the lions, and now it's the tigers. You can see that's not hunting, that is definitely poaching. I'm emotional right now, just like you probably are that are watching this. Just remember, I am a true hunter and a true conservationist, This is true poaching at its worst. A total loss for everyone, you and me.
This segment has been brought to you by the Victor Chevrolet Deal of the Week. Check them out at victorchevrolet.com. Chevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? Check out my friends at Victor Chevrolet. You'll be totally satisfied. That's where I get all my vehicles.
Together is about a little kitchen table and a little elbow grease. Together is about a shelf in the back of Dad's shop. Together is about family. And it's about all the memories that lie ahead. Start your adventure with the experience, selection, and wonder you can only find at Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
The only future for the African lion is in wild managed populations like what we have here at Warthog Safaris. The fact that there is constant conflict with humans and lions will never go away. Either the lions are going into the territories where there's humans, or the humans are going into the territories where we have lions. Therefore, habitats like what we are creating here in South Africa with SAPA is the only future for the African lion, by having wild managed populations of lions that allows hunters to come and hunt the species.
Oh, he's going this way.
What do you got going there, Bob?
That big old lion track. Simon saw him from the back of the truck. Been around this area. Fresh? Where is he? Yep.
Well done. How was that?
Congratulations.
Good job, Simon. Well done. You're hot done. Look at Simon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Look at that guy when that lion coming was hey. It didn't look like he's gonna stop, but it just did.
It's gonna bite one of us.
He was on the charge, wasn't he?
Oh.
Yeah. His whole hair went back. That's neat how they can put that hair back like that.
Well done, Simon. Very good tracking job,
Thank you,
everybody.
sir.
You guys did very good. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Perfect shot. Appreciate it for your shot.
Check it, Mr. Bob. Well, Mr. Bob, I think it's been about 2 years since we started to discuss the idea of showing the general public out there and the hunters what the contribution of the African lion is in dollar value. South Africa is the only country that's lion population grew with, I think, 12 or 17% over the past 10 years. And I think we can contribute that to the South African Predator Association, which is the custodians for hunting and breeding the African lion. We are constantly working and looking for opportunity to reintroduce lion into the wild again. Although conflict with human and this magnificent animal is on the order of the day. You have seen this week and you have witnessed where people have poisoned lions and tigers, and you've seen how they cut off the legs and the heads. And if it isn't for an organization like the South African Predator Association, there might not be many lions left in the future to come. As you were saying before, I think everybody, hunters and non-hunters, has one goal in mind. We all want to ensure the survival of the African lion. You know, the conflict in human and animals, and human and lions particularly, is so high in African countries where there's no food supplies, where these animals actually would go into communities and villages and raid their cattle and so on. And that makes it very hard to find habitat for these animals. You can also not point a finger at a person who has have to poison a lion or kill a lion because he just took 50% of his bank balance.
Yep.
You know, people don't see it like that. They see the lion, people in the cities and in towns just have this idealistic lifestyle where they can go to Walmart and buy food supplies, a nice little packet of meat, and it's costing them $5 or $10. When you live in Africa and you have a herd of cattle and a lion comes in and eradicate 5 or 10 of your 15 or 20 head of cattle, that's 50 to 45% or more of your bank balance gone overnight.
Yes, exactly.
And if we don't support these communities, there will be no lions left in Africa.
For help with all of your hunt booking needs, contact J&M Safaris at jnmsafaris.com. After your successful hunt of a lifetime, contact Wes Good at kanadistudio.com for the finest taxidermy in the business. Be sure to follow Bob and all his adventures at bobfolkrod.com/TV and facebook.com/bfolkrod. And don't forget to hit the like button.